TV and the Amp Live Real Estate Show, coming to you live here in beautiful, crazy Southern California. I'm Eric Jimenez. I'll be your host today for the next several minutes, maybe 5, 10, 15, an hour, 2 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours. No, I'm just kidding. It'll be for as long as it needs to be. Definitely like, love, and share it. Appreciate it because it helps us. As I always say, right? You can DM us. You can DM me. It's an open door policy. Love to speak with you, chit chat with you. Obviously, what's the purpose of today? It's the Sunday sermon, rants and raves. Now, a lot of times I'll drop some F-bombs and S-bombs because once I get going, right, I usually have a couple of topics and I get into those topics and we roll. Actually, they're on my phone. My phone was charging because it's getting ready to die because we're using that. It has some technical difficulties with some internet here, there, and everywhere, even out and about. So who knows? Maybe it's AT&T or maybe it's, the cell phone or maybe who knows? It doesn't matter. Bottom line is we're here. 7 p.m. Live right here in beautiful Southern California, Pacific Daylight Time. I'll say thank you for your service. If you are a veteran or a service person or anybody in the military who served their country, thank you from the bottom of our hearts, from the bottom of my heart and our family and everybody that I work with here at AHA, Americans Helping Americans, Amp Live Media, and VIP Execs, Realty, Lending, and Investments, and of course, luxury properties. Step into excellence, right? Boom, got to get it right. I get paid $1 every time I say that. No, I was kidding. Anyways, check it out. There is a QR code right there. You hit it, boom, boom, right there, boom, 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 boom. As they say, smash it, man, whatever. No, scan the QR code because you can't smash a QR code, right? But you can scan the QR code right there. There it is. Right? Scan it. That is for the American Mentee Program. It's the only program of its kind where we train and mentor you one-on-one throughout the United States of America to rock deals. Your first deal might be a wholesale deal. It might be a fix and flip, buy and hold, lease option. Who knows? It doesn't matter because what you don't know is what you don't know. But what we know, we do know, and we move forward in that direction and help you with your business. That's the kind of a one-on-one mentoring that we do with the American Mentee Program. Like I said, there's no other program on the planet like it, but it's right there. You can scan that. Where we are, that is open again for I believe, till the end of the second quarter. Right now it's 50% off, and that's going to change second quarter. Then it's obviously going to double and or go to its regular price. And then we're raising the price again as we take on more and more mentees throughout the years. But we're also shifting gears from one to many and then being selective. And in that we're, as far as the blowing up someone's business or taking it to a new level with their business. And so there's a lot of moving parts, but that's awesome because we definitely work with you one-on-one to do deals. We go on contracts. You get to hear all the things that I got to hear when I had my mentor who was willing to work with me and allowing me to go to the house, to go to the deals, to look at all the paperwork and look at stuff that I never even heard of or knew about. That was from short sales to, buying the seconds and, working with the banks and the mom and pop companies and banks and credit unions and taking those over with lease options subject to seller finance, all that creative real estate investing beautifulness. But this is for AHA, Americans Helping Americans, one American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track together with you and others across the United States of America. I wasn't going to bring that up, but we're only looking for about five mentees for that. So that's 5 mentees that are going to get the love. And that is a 6-month, 12-month program done with you, done for you. And that is a rock and roll plug for AHA. All right. So let me go ahead and scan and let me go ahead and move this over here. So we're here today for the Sunday sermon rants and raves. And hey, if technical difficulties come and it drops out, then it drops out. But we're going to keep on rocking here. Make sure we got them all. Okay. Yeah, all the different social medias are on there. I'm right here in the small picture. Hello, hello, hello. But we got right up there the Sunday sermon rants and raves, Amp Live Real Estate Show, and Amp Live TV, which we decided to roll that out. And that Amp Live TV is geared towards everything that's real, raw, right? And I stand for truth, and everything that we do stands for truth. So if you want to get on that show, you want to get on Amp Live TV and the Amp Live Real Estate Show, then definitely reach out, do a DM, send me your stuff, send me your speaker card or whatever you got, or if you got product you want to sell, definitely, hey, send it down the wire. We'll take a look, and if it's a good fit, we'll rock. I'd love to get you on here, get you some content, and get us some content, and maybe do business together. Affiliate marketing and all that good stuff is obviously a thing that's been around forever, right? And you're probably thinking, well, what does that have to do with real estate? Well, it has everything to do with real estate because when I first got into real estate everybody said, yeah, real estate, real estate, real estate. It's about this, it's about that, it's about this. And I said, and you know what? I finally figured out, and it was my own opinion, of course, but of course I heard it from the internet marketers like Mike Filsaime, Russell Brunson, back in the early 1990s or cruising into the 2000s, I guess. And it was always about, then I started thinking, I go, well, what is real estate really? What is real estate? Real estate is marketing. You're not in the real estate business. You're in the marketing business, right? What do you do when you have a house? You market it to get top dollar. What do you do, right? You got to market the property. How do you get listings? You market yourself as an expert to get the listing. Why do they use you over someone else, right? Now, of course, there's some sales 101 and statistics, and they go with the first two people. It's either gonna be a family member or someone else, a stranger they don't know. But if you're hitting them enough times, they'll probably go with you. If you're consistent and you move forward, you get the listing. Same thing with buyers, right? A buyer's agent. What does a buyer's agent do? Well, they work with buyers, they hunt buyers, they work with buyers, and then they try to get them qualified so they can buy a home, whether it's their first home, second home, or forever home, doesn't matter. But they do the same thing. They're marketing themselves as a what? As a real estate agent that can help them get into a piece of property. And right now it's very difficult because properties are staying on the market for a long time. Listings got listed and then delisted and listed and delisted, and they get frustrated and going, man, they just need because the price is too high and they're trying to price their home at, it's too high. There's some hot areas, obviously like the OC in different areas. There's different, every county here in Los Angeles, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Orange County, the OC, there's all little hot spots there, right? And then there's some not so hot spots. Same thing for Texas and the Texas Triangle, right? There's some hot spots and not so much hot spots. And then there's some towns and little towns that are on fire, and then bigger towns that are saturated and they're oversaturated, kind of like certain places here. The same thing is going in every state. It's the same shit happening across the United States of America, whether it's from Florida or Montana or Ohio, or even down here in the West Coast and down south and all that other good stuff, okay? And reason I know that is just because I've been in the business for a while. I like to always look at cycles and trends and then just go through and see what's happening, right? I got my little Eric report, which is kind of cool. It's called the Eric report. And for the next 5 to 7 years, I kind of predict from going back to the 1900s, 1800s to 1900s, all the way till now, and going, hey, let's look at cycles and trends and see what's going on. What's going to pop? How long is this going to go on? When's the market going to crash? When's it going to do this and all that good stuff? Where's the opportunities at, right? Now, nobody has a crystal ball, as I always say, but we can try to get close, right? We can all predict at the end of the day and then see if it rocks. And if you do, then, hey, you're going to cash in. You're going to cash in and then, hopefully live like a king and queen, for the rest of your life and pass it on to your family, right? But at the end of the day, real estate is the jam. Everybody and their mother wants to become a real estate mogul. Everybody and their mother wants to try it. Everybody and their mother wants to tire kick it. But this is a business. And I keep on telling people that this is a business. You got to treat it like a business. You could try to do the side hustle. That's cool, and it's just going to take a little bit longer. And try to figure out all the pieces and plug in all the missing pieces of the puzzle just for a regular real estate on the traditional side. And then you got the untraditional side, if you're going to veer off to that side, or some people are going to start off in the private sector, right? You start off in the private sector, and then maybe they're going to get like one lady, a young lady, I think we're supposed to chit chat and talk. I don't know what happened to her, but she was like, oh, yeah. I think we're just calling people from our database and seeing who's in the business and who's not, things of that nature, and introduce them to the Amplified Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator. So she's like, yeah, bam, perfect timing, because I'm thinking of getting my license back. I was in real estate, but then I stopped, and then I want to get back into it, but I want to do real estate investing, and I want to have my license. I said, well, beautiful. That's exactly what we do. That's what everything is pretty much formed into. And that's one of my little predictions, is that that's going to happen more and more, where you got real estate agencies that are going to be doing more creative real estate investing type stuff, because they're missing that. Like a real estate brokerage is missing out on units, on sales, because wholesalers and investors are beating them to the punch, right? And that was the last cycle where they're pretty much enemies, right? But now they're coming together, right? You find those unicorn agents, you find agents who are looking for the wholesalers. And for me, when I got started, I never called myself a wholesaler, because it wasn't called wholesaling. It was just called real estate investing, and then creative real estate investing, right? And obviously not as sexy. The terms aren't as long and all that good stuff. So it's a different type of, arena and situation back in the day, or back in my day, because there's always people that were before me in the 60s and 70s, 80s, 90s, and here we are in 2000s, right? So there's always gurus, as they say, here and there that pop up for every cycle, and even the micro cycles and things of that nature. So I get it, and you learn from them. You learn from them. You learn from others. You learn what's going on. You follow the trends. You reverse engineer stuff, and then you go with what fits for you, because there is no like one thing that works for everybody, right? Although that when we do our mentoring, there is a method to the madness, and building that foundation, making sure you understand and get your mindset rocking. We're going to make sure that you understand how to break down deals, make sure you understand the role play, how to talk with sellers. The mission is the submission with the art of the deal, or the AMP Life method. Then being able to go, okay, now we need to be able to break down all those numbers and put it into a contract and get that contract to the seller to get sold, or so to get it, locked up and signed. So now you have what I like to call a bag of gold that you can turn and start marketing it. And marketing, here we go with the marketing part, right? The marketing part of the business that you're in to get it sold to an end buyer, an investor, or if you're going to fix it and flip it or go sub-2 or seller finance, all those things, not to confuse you. You don't have to worry about knowing all those things. All you got to know is just have that leap of faith, and we're going to start off. Everything starts off with offer 1, offer 2, offer 3. That's it. Cash. If I don't take the cash, then we're going to move to some cash now, some cash later. So it's very simple. When we get to that point, just have a leap of faith, and we lay out the basics. If you're brand new, a lot of the people that come and work with us with the one-on-one, they've already paid for other programs, spun their wheels, didn't work out, and this shiny object stuff, and they're going, man, 6 months, year and a half, I'm getting ready to quit. I said, no problem. I appreciate your tenacity. We want to help you. You just need a little bit of help and some guidance and some coaching and mentoring, right? And the results are very quick, right? Because they know some of this stuff. And sometimes we got to reprogram and say, that's a bad habit. Eliminate that. That is shit. Whatever you learn that, scrap it. And let's go with this. And then let's move forward, right? And then the results come down the wire very quickly because we know it just works every single time. It's like magic. for others, you see this or jump in if they don't know what they don't know. But anyways, that's that. As far as the Memorial Weekend, hey, man, once again, thank you for your service if you're a serviceman. Thank you for anybody and everybody, like even my father-in-law, who was a World War II veteran. God rest his soul. I thank him for being in World War II and fighting and putting his life on the line. So, we can have our freedoms and others can have their freedoms, grandchildren and moms and dads and all that good stuff, right? Including my father, God rest his soul as well, who was in the Marine Corps. I was back in the Vietnam War. And then my uncle, who's still alive, right? God rest his soul, which is his brother, who's a Marine Corps drill sergeant, and then got into some other stuff, right? And, as far as once he retired and did some other things, and, some of his, I think his sons went into the military of some sort, right? And, I guess that happens, so I won't share any more personal stuff about that, but, not that anybody knows who he is, but, he spent his life doing that, right? And I remember a long time ago, I was young. My dad was with them, and he was with them, and he worked at a grocery store, and he had this piece of shit, giant Falcon something car, right? He just drove around like a fucking boat, excuse my French, right? And he's driving around this thing, and he was smoking and partying because I believe it was like the 70s, right? So everybody had the bell bottoms and all like partied out and stuff. But he was trying to get his life together, and he's working out, going to the state, trying to work a regular job and move into management and build a career. And he said, "Man, this is not going to work for me. I got to get the hell out of here." And he ended up joining the Marine Corps. So he joined the Marine Corps, and kind of went through the boot camp thing. And then there's 1 year, 2 years. I think he had to serve 2 or 3 years or something like that. Once he did his term, he's like, "Bam, I guess he found a career." He also used to work out and do bodybuilding, so he was very disciplined and all that good stuff. So I guess that worked out with the military, and he liked the structure, and then he just ended up being a lifer. So he ended up staying there forever until he retired, put in his time, and now he's in retirement mode, right? And when he got out, he was kind of, tripping out, like, man, okay, he did some stuff and still did some stuff with the military. But then, after that was done, he was like, what do I do, right? I don't get a regular job. They tried to get a regular job, and I guess a couple of days working with all these youngsters, and all these people that are different than the military, because it's not the military, right? And it's unstructured, long hair, nose rings, and just no discipline, and hire, fire, work, quit, blah 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 blah. He's like, man, I can't handle this shit, man. Got these young whippersnappers up in here, and I just feel weird. I'm not gonna do this shit. No, I need a different job. So he quit that, and then, believe it or not, I said, hey, do real estate. He said, nah, I don't know. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready to invest or anything like that. I just want to figure out what I need to do with myself, my wife, and the kids and stuff, or the older adults. And he's like, I said, well, read the book, Think and Grow Rich, man. You ever read it? No, I never heard of it, man. So, all right, cool. Maybe here's some civilian type stuff, but they always say, once a Marine, always a Marine, right? So he's like, hoorah. Plus he's a drill sergeant at that time, throughout the end of his career. And I said, well, read the book, check it out. And now I'm obviously a young nephew of his. And he's like, well, okay, yeah, I'll check it out. I'll check it out, nephew. So he started reading it. I noticed a little mindset change, a little shift here, and his attitude and things of that nature. But then he'd end up finding a job that was more of a solo imano type thing, right? That where he can just manage himself and do his thing. But at the end of the day, God bless all those people who served, right? And they went out to the other countries and did whatever they needed to do, and took all kinds of shots and put their bodies through all kinds of shit and mental stuff, and families, and duress and stress on the families. It takes a lot out of a family, so it's it's not easy. So I commend you or anybody else who does that. And it's it's amazing, right? And then there's good and bad and everything at the end of the day. But let me go ahead and put my mug up here so you can see my eyeballs. Okay, cool. Yep. So I got my stuff up. We're rocking and rolling. Got my shirt on. It's cool. Patriotic shirt for Memorial Weekend. And tomorrow is Memorial Day. We do have the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator, which is right in line with our AHA, Americans Helping Americans brand, which is our real estate investment firm. And then Amp Live Media, it's, as you can see in the back, Amp Live Media. That's our broadcasting, media, and marketing company that puts on this stuff and stuff we do in videos and shorts and all that good stuff, and lead generation for ourselves and others who come aboard and work with us through the American Mentee program, as well as the now Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator, our newest program that we rolled out back at the end of April. So it's only been a few weeks, 2-3 weeks here. And we're moving forward with that, heavy and hard, simply because I want to make sure it's successful. I want to make sure that it does what it needs to do, work out all the kinks that need to happen, and, and doing hybrids, right? Because obviously this program, after tomorrow, Monday at midnight, it's $1,997. Then it's going to go to $12,997. And then our 101 mentoring program is take care of the hard costs, and that's a bit higher as well, because that's a different type of program. That's more one-on-one. But to be true to our American Mentee program, and I pretty much have already said it and documented it and put it and solidified it, it is a hybrid of our one-on-one. It's almost like being in our one-on-one mentoring program for 6 weeks straight, right? And that's what you're going to get is the one-on-one mentoring. I'm going to work with you. Our team's going to work with you. Yes, even if we need you, if you need to, 7 days a week when you come over, but you got to be part of this 17 spots here for the 1997. Throw it on a credit card, easy peasy, 2, 3, 4. What is it going to be, like 80, 90, $100, $120 a month? Anybody can afford that. I know people who smoke cigarettes, right? And it costs them $600 a month just for that. It's even higher now. It's insane. And then even there's Starbucks, right? So one person I said, what do you have? Yeah, I usually get a bagel and I get a coffee. And then I have, 2 other coffees with a latte, scamate, or whatever the hell they put in all that shit, right? And that's 3 times. I said, well, what does that cost you, man? And guys and girls have done the same thing. And it's like, I believe it's like, what, $25 a day times 5 when they're working. And then they do the weekend too, right? Do the math on that, right? And I'll do the math on it. What is it? We got to say $20. You got $20 a day, 7 times 2. It's 1,440 times 4. It's the same thing as smoking cigarettes, right? 5, 6, 7, $800 just on Starbucks. And if you smoke cigarettes, that's $1,200. I say put it into yourself, invest in yourself a couple of bucks, right? Then you have you're just making an excuse, right? No, $1,900, this and that, right? That's nothing. really, to be honest with you, for what you're going to get and what we're going to do and deliver on the time. And my time is, not even a factor in there. It's what we call a loss leader. But take advantage of it, right? While you can, while it's here, jump on it. I believe there's probably, I'm not sure if there's a link. I'll bring that up right now just so we can get through it and rock it, because I'm excited about it. You should be excited about it. You can also scan that QR code over to the right there where it says join the live now. That's a Facebook group that you can join. Now, obviously, right here is the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator. Become a deal maker in 30 days. Lock in early access today. Secure a spot now. It's pretty easy. You just pay. You'll get locked in. You'll get onboarded. And then, boom, you start rocking and rolling ASAP. All right, there are some premium upgrades that include, the vault and obviously working with us exclusively for this here for the charter members, right? And obviously what you're learning is 9 modules. There's actually 10 modules, to be honest with you. I believe it was started off at 8, and then we ended up with 10, so we added a couple extra modules. We got the wholesale is obviously in there, lease options, and then we put in subject to. So there's 3 different strategies and exit strategies for you to learn, and we're going to work with you on every single one of those, okay? And that's how we're going to get a deal, all right? You just got to show up to the party. You show up to the party, and you're going to get a deal. You just follow directions, and you're going to get a deal, right? And if you already are doing deals, and maybe you're like, hey, I'm a wholesaler, and yeah, I like this lease option stuff and the subject to seller finance. I want to learn that stuff. You don't want to pay the 10, 15, 20,000 bucks that others charge, or 5 or 6,000. Here's your opportunity right here, right? Because usually there's other people that charge for wholesale and it's 5, 6,000 bucks. Lease options, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 bucks. Sub 2 type stuff, right? Anywhere from 5, 6, 7, 8, $12,000 and plus and up. So right here, all 3 of them for pennies on the freaking dollar, 1,900 bucks, and now it's I even sweetened up the pot because it's Memorial Day weekend, and the next 17 spots for the charter members who come aboard are going to get that one-on-one love, just like our one-on-one mentoring program, right, for the next 6 weeks. Plus, they're going to get the live deal analysis where we're going to go over their deals, look at their deals. We'll even offer to partner up with you if that's what you want to do, and vice versa. And obviously, you're going to get the live coaching. That's every Friday, Wednesday's deal analysis. And in between all those days, right, we'll be able to chit chat and talk, because we're going to onboard you onto our RC platform where we actually mentor people one-on-one throughout the United States of America. So you have access to that for that duration of time. And if we rock a deal, decide you want to move into the one-on-one, then boom, you can take care of the hard costs and we'll put you in that program officially. That's how it works. Other than that, hey, it's going to help you get your first deal, second, third, fourth, or fifth deal. If you're already at your second or third or fourth and you're like, man, I want to move, I want to learn some more stuff, then this is the program for you. That's what the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator was designed to do, and it's what it was designed for. All right. Let's get Eric Paul. You can also hashtag over to the right. Boom. Hashtag get Eric Paul. The art of the deal, creative real estate investing, or I like to call it the Amp Live method. I'm going to go ahead and put this up right there. And you can see it right there. Scan the QR code. There it is. All right. You scan that QR code right there. And that is for the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator. All right. Lock in your spot. It should be the right one. If it's not, let me know. It should only be $1,997. Shouldn't be any other price. Definitely lock it in, and we'll get you onboarded ASAP. It's just a simple link. Boom, you fill out the information, you put in a credit card, and you automatically start getting onboarded. We used to do a lot of that manually with the one-on-one program. So a lot of the one-on-one was manual. We still use human beings and all that good stuff. So a lot of this automation now, because of this program and how we're doing it and spending all this time making it happen, it is pretty easy. It's pretty automated. You get in there, you start watching the videos, you get an introduction to VIP Execs Realty and Lending and Investments, which is going to be your lender, right? It's our affiliated partner and sponsor for everything that we do here. And you'll be able to have access to hard money and any other type of loans, as well as the brokerage side of things to list your properties, do the BRRRR method, fix, flip, buy, hold, luxury properties, commercial properties, all that good stuff, development, any type of thing that you can imagine The brokerage will be able to help you with that, including the lending segment or department of that company as well. We'll be able to do that. Where I come in is the private sector, right? So we're going to, wholesaling, fix, flip, buy, hold, sub-2, subject to existing financing, seller financing, all the contracts, LOIs, agreements, clauses, all that juicy stuff that we use in our business and share with you. And all the resources that we've built over the last 20 years we're going to share with you as well. And that's for, like I mentioned, pennies on the freaking dollar is pretty crazy. But that's like I said, it's a limited time, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I can sleep at night with that, and I'm fine with that. All right, so let me see. Let me go here and pull this back up. I'm gonna pull the QR code up so you can rock it down below right there, and then I'm gonna get into some Sunday rants and raves. Oh, what's that? Instant? Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the instant offer. That's right. To sell your property. Is it getting stuck here? Right here. There we go. Boink. There we go. So right there, you can scan the QR code right there. That's the Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator. Definitely like, love, and share and appreciate it. What are we going to get into today? Subject to existing financing and how powerful that can be. In other words, can you buy a house with no money? Can you buy a house without the bank? And the answer to that is yes, yes, yes. I'm going to pull it up in a second. Because there's something free that we're going to give to you today. If you already have it, awesome. If you don't, you need to get it while it's free. It's a sub-2 fix and flip deal automator that you can use for wholesale, fix, flip, buy, hold, all that good stuff. It has 4 different tabs. You'll be able to download it once you just sign up, and then you'll be able to download it. You'll be able to activate it and use it. You can use it on your phone. It's mobile optimized and all that stuff, or you can download it on your computer, I believe, and you can use it that way and pull up your stuff and help you use that stuff to be able to underwrite your deals, because you need to know what a deal is and what a deal is not. We'll talk a little bit about that. And at the same token, it comes with 3 bonuses. That's right. 3 bonuses, not 6, 3. All right. And those 3 bonuses, I'm going to go ahead and share with you now since we're already here. So let me pull that up real quick. So there's that part. Did it come? No, it's not in here. Okay. I thought we had all the share stuff. Is it not sharing? No, I have to share it. Okay, well, shit. I'll just share it right here. How with it? All right, so let's go Amplified Media, Fix and Flip Calculator. They call it the Deal Automator, but, it's okay. So I'll share that with you right now. Boom. I believe you can see it. Should be able to see it, right? Magically pop up. There it is. Okay, cool. And can we scroll? No, it's not allowing me. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. All right, technology. You gotta love it. It works, and then it doesn't. One second. Okay, cool. Share tabs can be scrolled and zoomed, can they? Well, let's find out. Let's see. Where is this at? Sharing. Oops. Here we go. All right, cool. We'll do that. How about that? So there it is. Download the free sub-2 fix and flip calculator or deal automator. So just put in your information right there. You can scan that QR code right there, or you can just click that. And you're going to get 3. So you're going to get 3 bonuses. Analyze any creative RE deal in 3 minutes before you talk to any seller. Now, it doesn't have to. It can be a hard money. It could be, I should say, it could be a wholesale deal if you need it to be, right? Because it's in the software. Or I should say it's in the spreadsheet. Here's what you get. Here's what you're getting. I mentioned this before. I'm not going to take too much time because it's free, right? There's 3 bonuses that you're going to need when you're underwriting a deal. So before you underwrite a deal, you got to have a lead. Once you have a lead and you have a deal, then you can underwrite it, right? When you're underwriting it, you use the sub-2 fix and flip calculator. And then you're going to go ahead and use the sub bonus number 1, which is a sub-2 deal analysis checklist to say, is this a creative deal? Can I turn it into a creative deal? Can I turn it into a lease option, a seller finance, or a subject to type deal, right? Bonus number 2 is obviously going to help you, right? When you're talking to the sellers and you need to get those leads and you want to turn them into leads so you have something to underwrite. Well, there's 5 motivated seller scripts that work, right? There's NODs, the door knocking ones, tired landlords, you name it, you're going to need them. So we're delivering them to you for free. And then number 3 is obviously your formula cheat sheet, right? You can print it up, you can laminate it, you can put it in your car, put it in your bag of tricks, right? Because obviously you're going to need to know where the money's at, right? Whether it's 70 cents on the dollar, whether it's 65, 60, maybe it's 75, because we're going to go a little higher than the wholesale, model. So we need to go higher, because once you hit the 70% and you're done, there's nothing you can do. You got to move on. But that's not going to happen, because we're going to share creative real estate investing with you so you can take it, so you're not losing money or leaving money on the table. No, we're gonna rock that money that's on the table by taking it to a little higher level, 75, 80, 85 if we need to. And there's other things that we can do with the creative real estate investing. Now, obviously, if you don't know my name, I'm Eric Jimenez. I've been investing since 2003. The calculator and these bonuses are what I wish someone had handed to me on day one. All right, they're yours, no strings attached. Take advantage of it, download them, and utilize them, okay? If you need help with that, then definitely reach out. We'll definitely do a DM of some sort, or jump on the Skool program where we're building the community, ask questions and all that good stuff, and we'll definitely be able to help you out. Or you can just jump onto the program, okay? The Amp Live Creative Real Estate Accelerator, Real Estate Investing Accelerator, I should say. All right, so let me see. There's something else I wanted to share too. Let me pop another one on here, see what we got. This is with the mission is a submission. So when you have those deals, you start hunting those deals, you find those deals, and then you're going to go ahead and start underwriting them. Right? This is part of the beginning where you find the deal. So lead, and then you want to set an appointment so you can either make an offer on the phone or go belly to belly. And that's where this comes in. That's the mission is the submission, right? Which is super intricate and super important. Not intricate, I should say. I should see it's super important based on what you need to do here to be able to get these deals under contract. And that's by opening up the call, discovery part, closing up the call, setting the stage, asking the 3 magical questions, and then a scale of 1 to 10, and then wrapping up the call. And with some takeaways and tie downs and yeses and things of that nature. And then now, after you're done with that, what's next? Well, it's going to be underwriting. You're going to need the sub-2 calculator. You're going to need a deal automator so you can figure out those things, so you can break down the deals, see where the money's at. Where's the exit strategy? Is it a wholesale deal? Is it a fix and flip? Is it a buy and hold? Is it a sub-2 deal? Is it a seller finance hybrid type deal? Am I going to do a wrap? Do I want to keep this some buck? You know what? Maybe you might want to fix it and flip it and turn it into a burr type of deal, right? Those are going to be the strategies that you won't figure out if you're just starting out or if you're in wholesale. And maybe if you're doing wholesale and you're starting to learn some of this stuff, then great, that's awesome, right? Then this is just going to help you out. All right. So let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Where's it at? Okay, I'll pull that up. Yeah, let's do that. All right. See if that works. Oh, I should have replaced it. It's okay. We'll do that. No, but we do that now. There we go. Just when you do 2, it gets weird on the screen. All right. Obviously, this right here is for our one-on-one mentoring program. And you can complete the application. It's easy peasy. I'm going to go ahead and grab that link and put it in the chat for you. All righty. There we go. I'll put this in the chat. And we're also going to put the calculator in the chat so you'll be able to use it. So we got this one. We're just going to pile up a bunch of goodies for you and anybody who watches this. Just definitely like, love, and share. Appreciate it. Or there's a free calculator that you can use right now. I'm going to go ahead and put this up in here. Where's it at? Right there. Or is it right here? There we go. This is the one you can download. Okay, you can download this absolutely for free. Get the 3 bonuses. These are PDFs, and you'll be able to use them. They actually are what we teach inside the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator. Let me get to the chat real quick, and I'll pop that in there right there. Boom, you can jump on that absolutely free. Okay, and then there is this here that I want to share for both of us. Where's it at? Right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. The Memorial Day deadline is Monday, midnight. After that, it goes to 12,997 permanently. I'm going to put the charter.amplivemedia.com link in there so you can take advantage of the 1997, as well as a Skool. There's a Skool link there for the plans that where you can actually get a 20% discount if you pay it in full, or you can do a monthly payment plan. Okay, which is awesome, I think. All right, so talk a little bit about this here. And that is why one-on-one mentorship matters in real estate investing. Okay, it really does. And how it helped me, obviously, it helped me. Of course, I'm stubborn and I had to figure things out and read books. I was going to join someone's program, back in the day, and I said, no problem. I'll figure out how to find the $20,000 because it's $20,000. I said, I'll do whatever I got to do. I'll sell my car, ride a bike or whatever, jump on a motorcycle. I don't know. I said, I'll figure it out. I was just determined. But then once I found out that I wasn't going to be mentored by the person on the marquee, the person selling the program, I was going to be trained by some one of his trainees or someone. And once I found out later on, they're just a bunch of people, that back then, not saying now, on a computer, they had the program. And then they would just say, yeah, hey, how you doing? It looks like you're on video number 5, module number 6, blah, 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 blah. Let's go ahead and work. And then a lot of the people that were, coaches didn't even know how to do real estate, right? They were just salespeople. They were customer service people, kind of like at, Dow or Apple Computer or something, right? They were not in the business. And when I found that out by doing research, and I go, oh, fuck, that sucks, okay? I don't want anything to do with that. So that scrapped plan A. Plan B was, okay, I guess I got to figure this out and build something myself. But then I kept, same thing, kept studying. I actually read books. That's right. And I didn't, so didn't have social media. They had the internet, of course. Yes, I'm not that old, but we had the internet and, started building stuff out and testing out other people, real estate agents and brokers and investors and seeing what they're doing and reverse engineering, trying, testing, and then going, boom, okay. While still working a corporate gig and all that good stuff. But it was important. I had to put all that stuff together. And then once I started doing stuff and doing some deals and contracts, I met my mentor. But I was also ready. I spent time building up the systems and 2 websites, one for sellers, one for inventory and lead generating on this side. And then, pushing product and inventory on this side and, just working the business. And then I found my mentor. And after that, it did save me 3 to 5 years of spinning those wheels because I would have been doing the same stuff. I would have never found creative real estate investing. Doesn't mean I wouldn't have, it just means it made it go a lot quicker because he opened up my eyes. I got to go with him. I got to see him. I got to work with him. And that's what we're offering. That's what the American Mentee Program is. That's what the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator is, that hybrid. But it's only, like I said, for the founders and the charter members. After that, it goes to $12,997. But we're still going to leave it as it won't have any of the one-on-one mentoring, but it's going to have the live coaching, right? So that's important. You'll have the live coaching. Anybody else who comes in after the 17 charter members after Monday on midnight are done, then, hey, like I said, it's $12,997, but it's well worth it because you're going to get the value. You're going to get everything you need. It's still going to help you do deals and rock deals. Just means that if you want that one-on-one love, then I suggest move into the American Mentee Program and do that and go in that direction. But it's still going to help you either way. But the reason we're doing this is obviously I want those testimonials. I want to see those people be successful. And plus the byproduct is we get to do more deals as well. But the mentoring part, why it's so important is that it helped me, right? I got to ask questions. I didn't have to watch a video. I mean, I could read a book, but I couldn't get any feedback. I had to go research and try to think and go, is that the way to do it? Should I do that? Should I do that contract? Should I do this? Let me try this, see if it works. Let me try that, see if it works. And if that didn't work, I had to try this and try that. Same thing if it was a CD. Back in the day, it was a CD, not videos, but you have videos now. So it's like, can I ask? Let me see. Was that right in that video? Or I couldn't go ask the person in the video, right? I couldn't do any chat or anything. So I just had to figure it out, right? So, but when I worked with Hal, I got to be, he's already 40 years, in the business and experienced and, knew what he was doing, and brought that, that expertise to the table. And, I just did some things that probably I wouldn't have done if I was just, working a regular job or doing, wasn't determined to make a commitment to do this business and stepping out of my comfort zone to move forward and do certain things that I probably wouldn't have done either way, or I wouldn't have done if I didn't go in that direction, right? Or even ask questions and ask to take them to lunch, ask and share stuff with them, and then ask if I can go if I bring these deals to the table. So that is kind of the premise of what we do with the American Mentee program, is how that was formulated, right? But we chop off all the fat and we just go with the meat and potatoes, no fluffy fluff, and we get in and we get to work. And that's also the basis of the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator, right? That's why we do what we do. And we know that it works because it's based on muscle memory, right? And all that good stuff. 1 second. Let me see. We got this here. We're good. Okay, everything's there. Yep, we got that in there. It's all based on muscle memory. So it's super important to just follow directions like I did. I had a leap of faith. I didn't ask 20,000 questions. I already came in with some experience, so I understand contracts, understand clauses. I became a contract freak and understood what clauses were what. I understood, the purchase agreement, the addendums. I understood what what's the word I'm looking for, all the lease option type stuff, doing lease options and rent to own or rent to agreements, as well as getting a memorandum of option or a memorandum of agreement, just in case you get those crazy sellers that may change their mind and cost you money. Those are the red flaggers that I talked about earlier today on some of those lives I did. So super important, right? And that's how I'll tell you a story about one of my first deals. And I'm not gonna lie about this, right? This is a trip with him. And I brought a deal to the table. I started talking to the lady. She was in the high desert, and said, "Hey, how you doing? My name is so-and-so. I come from blah, blah, blah." We started talking, blah, blah, blah. Got a full submission, the same thing we do with everybody else. Get a full submission, open the call, discovery call, close the call, 3 magical questions, scale of 1 to 10, set the stage, and then do the takeaway towards the end and close up the call, right? And say, hey, you know what? Okay, what's your first mode of operation? Is it text, email, phone? In case I missed anything, I want to give you a call back. Is that okay? Get permission. You get another yes. You getting those yeses, right? Getting them conditioned to say yes. She said yes. All right, no problem. And then, okay, I said from there, I said, if you have any questions, definitely reach out, give me a holler, and I'll answer any questions that I have. No problem. So I went, got the full submission, and started underwriting. I go, okay, boom, there's like $140,000, $150,000 in this deal. But it looks like there's a first, which is a pre-foreclosure that's in default. Then there's a second, which is in default. And then there's 4 heirs, right? 4 people who needed to get paid on the property, and they're just gnawing at her heels, right? And she took on the property. She lived in the property. She pulled out a second, tried to put some lipstick on a pig, which didn't do very good because the property still looked like, didn't look very good, right? It looked like crap. And she wasted that money. And, things were happening. And the foreclosure was happening. And it was moving faster and faster. Okay. So I called her back and I called Hal. I said, hey, Hal, check it out. Here you go. Here's the deal. Tell me what you think. So, I always put a prospectus together, right? So I put, here's all the comps, here's the numbers, I think we fix and flip it. Here's, the comparable market analysis. So it's like a little package along with pictures and anything that I can gather to give to him, like I would need if I were going to underwrite and buy this property. Even though I didn't have the money to buy it, I was able to lock it up, and then I was going to wholesale it off, and I wanted to wholesale it to him. So he said, yeah, okay, sounds good. Why don't you go ahead and give me an authorization to release, find out who the heirs are, and then give me the information on the first and the second, pull a prelim or some title information, and then send that over to me, okay? And then once you have all the information, see if she's okay with meeting us, okay? We're going to go meet with her. I said, all right, no problem. So I called her back, and I said, hey, you know what? Hello, how you doing, ma'am? I just wanted to touch bases with you. And this is where I learned edification, right? Because I didn't do edification because it was just me and my company and didn't have anybody else coming in as a third party. So I was like, okay, hey, love to come out and visit with you. And, of course, she's asking me, how much can you give her and this, and how much can you give me? How much can you give me? I said, well, I can't really do that because there's definitely, you got a first, you got a second, you got 4 heirs, and there's a bunch of stuff going on with the property. We really need to come out and visit with you. And I'm going to come out and visit with you. My partner associate's going to come out and visit with you as well. He has his company, I have my company. We're working together on this project and other projects in the area. When's a good time for you? I said, well, you know what? Let me call you right back. I have to consult with my, I guess it's a seer or someone who palm reader or something like that, right? Where, they do the crystal ball thingy. And I was like blown away. I said, are you serious? What the hell does that even mean? I didn't say that, but I'm thinking in my mind, I go, oh man, shit, I don't know if this is going to work out. I said, okay, no problem. You do what you got to do. And, but please give me a call back. Of course, she did her thing. And I went and told Hal. I shouldn't have told Hal, but I did. I'm honest. And I let him know what was happening. He said, no, scrap it. Red flag. No, forget it. I'm not going anywhere, man. Good luck to you on that one. That's not going to close. I said, are you sure? He said, yeah, I'm positive. I said, wow, that sucks. I was like, man, there's so much money. And I couldn't have done that deal with the first, the second 4 heirs and figure out how to work that deal. There's just too many moving parts. And so I called her back, or actually, she eventually reached out. Hey, everything okay? How are you doing? We're really here we're going to be in the area, blah, blah, blah. And I said, nothing, crickets. And then all of a sudden, boop, she called and I answered. And we started talking. And she said, you know what? Yeah, everything's good. I talked to him. I said, you got a good feeling about this and blah, blah, blah. That's my female voice, right? And she's like, okay, let's go. Let's do it. So I called. And so I was like, okay, great. Now, but Hal didn't want to go, though. So I had to call back Hal and then go, hey, look, this is what I got. Check it out. She said she's ready to go. She feels good about everything. I said, Eric. He says, Eric, it's not worth it. I don't want to drive all the way down there. And then, she could change her mind at the last minute. She can talk to her friend. It's, I didn't get a good feeling, or anything can happen. I don't want to waste my time doing that. I said, Hal, check it out. There's $140,000, $150,000 in the deal. Check this out. I know she's very flexible. She already said, I asked her questions too. Would she be willing to work with us and let her take over the payments and reinstate and work with the heirs, because she needs help with all that and paying them off, because he asked me to get all their information. So I said, I got all their information. Here's who they are. Here's the heirs that need some money. Here's the heirs that don't need some money. And, she was willing to get an authorization. I already sent it off to her and got her to sign it. So here it is. I kind of did little extra things to kind of put it on the table for him to make it easy for him to say, okay, shit, I'd be an idiot to pass this up, right? It's money. You're giving me money here. Of course, and he knew he could have ripped me off. He could have burned me. He could have went and circumvented me. But he's like, okay, cool. I know there's some things that you don't know, but this is what we're going to do. No problem. Let's go ahead and do it, young man. And set up the appointment. A little did he know that I already did set up the appointment, because when I got off the phone, my whole goal was saying, I'm getting Hal out there. I don't care if I got to pick him up. I got to get him some coffee, some dinner. I got to pay the dude to go to the property to help me negotiate that sumbug. Then that's what's going to happen. But so I already got off the phone and I already set up an appointment for Saturday at 2 p.m. and boom. So I said, all right, cool. Yeah, just set it up and we'll be good to go. I said, no problem. I set it up for 2 p.m. on Saturday. Can you make it? Oh, you did, huh? I said, okay, that's cool. I like that. No problem. He said, do you want me to pick you up? I said, no, I will pick you up. Give me your address and I'll go pick you up. I said, no problem. And so that's what happened. So they picked me up. Of course, he's cash and me, I'm always like suited up, right? I've always been suited up. I like it. It's my little Superman or superhero power suit or whatever. But I just feel better and I like it because I believe that, if you're going to go to a client, then, you should represent yourself in a professional manner. And that's just was my brand and is my brand, and it stays that way. So that's just how we do stuff, including our mentees and students and all that good stuff. So I was suited up and he was cash. And then when we got there, I picked his brain. Hey, this is what we got. Here's the full thing. This is what's going on. Give him the full intel. We get to the property. We knock on the door. She lets us in. Of course, she's talking to me and paying attention to me more. Yes, because I'm suited up and he's cash, right? So she's thinking I'm the one with all the money, or, whatever perception's reality. But then we get into the house, Hal's leading the way. And I'm just, like I told him, hey, I'm just a picture taker. I'm your assistant. I'm going to do whatever you want me to do. I'm just there to listen and comply and tell me what you need and we'll get it. So we walk the house. That's where I learned the art of walking the house, right? Which is awesome. And how you do those things, which we share with you in the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator. So we'll share all that stuff with you as well as we do this. I'm going to go ahead and put this up here. So it's super important, right? When we're walking the house and befriending and talking to the sellers and doing this stuff and, having a parallel world, whether they're in the military, the dogs, or you like, flowers, computers, IT, whatever it is. And at the same token, you're writing down notes. He's told me, here you go. Make sure you do a punch list of all the stuff that needs repairs, right? And he's doing his mental thing and he's writing stuff down too. And then going through the whole process and befriending her and all the good stuff, going from the inside of the house to the outside of the house to the garage to around. And then all of a sudden she had to go do something real quick, like I restroom or something. We're at the side of the house and he says, Eric, what do you want to do? I said, let's lock it up. What do we need to do? He goes, well, you got your contract? Yep. Got the addendum? Yep. Here's this. Did you ever see one of these? I said, no, what is it? It's a memorandum of option, memorandum of agreement. What do you mean? What is that? Here, read it, and you let me know. All right, nothing. We're not gonna do anything unscrupulous. But since you mentioned that she had to, talk to, her seer or fortune teller or whatever with the crystal ball thing, she can change her mind at any time. Since I'm going to spend money, we're going to spend money on this deal. She could change her mind and then sell to someone else, and then we put in that money, we do stuff, and then it just blows up. I don't need that. What this does, go ahead and read it. So I read it because I already became a contract freak at that time. So I was like, okay, we're placing a cloud on her title, and if she decides to go ahead and sell it to somebody else, she's going to owe you $20,000. Yes. You okay with that? I said, yeah, of course. Let's do it. What do I need to do? I said, well, call a mobile notary. Call a mobile notary. Get the mobile notary here. I'm going to walk around, make another punch list. Got some things I got to ask her about the heirs, and need to get some information from her. And then I'll meet you back inside the house. Okay. And at the same token, go take some pictures of the whole pad and whatever you need to do. So I said, okay, cool. No problem. So I called up the mobile notary, boom, get all that stuff. Did everything that needed to be done, gave up the contracts, gave it to Hal. And he pretty much sat at the kitchen table, and we sat at the kitchen table where she signed everything up, did the notary thing. And that was it. So he said, all right, shook hands and split. And then I picked his brain all the way home and asked him all these different questions about the authorization, about the memorandum of option. What about this? What about that? And that's pretty much what transpired, right? So those are the things that we're going to do with you in the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator, just for the 17 spots or 17 charter spots. But for the American Mentee Program, which is what I just mentioned earlier, right? Our flagship program, that's what we do. That's what it's based on. That's exactly how we do stuff with the one-on-one mentoring program. That's this one right here, which is where the QR code, or you can scan that QR code right there. That is for the one-on-one mentoring program. There's only 5 spots available. Right? Yeah, 5. Only 5 spots available. This to the end of the second quarter, and then we rinse and repeat. Okay, and you scan that QR code, lock in the spot. Same thing. American Express, Visa, MasterCard. You can do any of that stuff. You can get a micro loan. A lot of people get micro loans. You get a little small micro loan and another micro loan, or they get one micro loan. Go to the credit union. Whatever it is. The end of the day, maybe business credit or whatever they have access to, and boom, they just take care of it and move forward. Okay, simple, easy. Now on that, we do still, yes, there's some automation, but a lot of it is done by humans, right? So we onboard you organically. We do the call, we follow up. There's things that we do. I'm not going to get deep into it because that's not the purpose of this meeting. But since I brought up that awesome story, I think is awesome. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And how I got started with that, and finding a mentor and how powerful that is, and knowing that this works and why it works, because I was able to go ahead and learn that. I didn't know anything about a memorandum of option or agreement. I was like, cool, this is awesome. Do you got more of this stuff? He said, yeah, we got some sub-2, some creator finance, some seller finance, some lease option stuff, some rent to own stuff. And that's when I jumped into subject 2, and I go, what the hell does that mean? Right? Well, that's what I'm going to do with this deal. I'm going to take it subject 2. I'm going to talk to the bank. I'm going to reinstate on the first. I'm probably going to pay off the second. And then, then I'm going to get some of the errors taken care of and get them some notes and things of that nature. And then I'm going to take the property subject to existing financing, which blew my mind. I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? How are you going to do that? Don't you need permission from the bank? And, I said yes and no. This is how it's going to be constructed, which I would have never thought about. And that opened the door to creative real estate investing, right? And then from there, that's when I started digging in. I dug in and said, let me check out trusts. I'm going to put the property into a trust for legal and tax purposes, doing sale clause, alienation clause, paperwork, all that good stuff. So, with the one-on-one mentoring program, we share that with you. Okay. And there's some special stuff, proprietary stuff and proprietary things that we do inside of those sub-2 type deals that we're going to share with you. You do have to paper up though, and make sure that, we're papered up and all that good stuff. So we can trust each other and move forward and be able to do deals and focus on deals. That's what that mentoring program is about. And there is a mentoring agreement to show up. Hey, that you're going to show up. You're going to do what needs to be done. We're going to show up. We're going to hold each other accountable, because when I launched AHA, Americans Help Americans, it needed to be reciprocal. And that's how it's designed. It's designed to be a reciprocal one-on-one mentoring program. Okay. And we both make money when we do this, because we are going to partner up, and we're actually going to partner up and do deals together, which is a beautiful thing. We do have the opportunity for the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator to do that, right? And I'll pull that up real quick. I believe it's right there. This one, I believe there's another graphic. That's for the 30 days. So that's one of our goals, right? To get real results and strategies that are going to help you to get your first deal in 30 days. And then we're going to move forward. We'll share that with you, right? I know you probably got some frustration, and then that dude's happy face. It's true, because it's happier. You get happier as shit when you collect that check, right? And I always say, go do something special, right? Whether it's a $300, $400, $500 dinner, go to an amusement park or someplace you wanted to do with your significant other, your friend, your uncle, your mom, your aunt, or uncle, whatever, and then just start putting the rest of the money back into your business, okay? So this is it right here, in a nutshell. And after, like I said, tomorrow's the last day, Monday, for Memorial Monday at midnight. This is gone, and it's gone forever. 17 charge spots. Once they're filled, and that's it, okay? Then we're obviously focusing on the one-on-one mentoring. And then June is deal month. So we're just going to hammer away for deals. July is a deal month. Deals. August is a deal month as well. So we just hammer away on that stuff, as well as bringing on new for the third quarter. We start bringing on new mentees. Not that it matters to you, but I'm just sharing it with you, right? If it's available, right? If those spots are available. And then some of your best deals are going to come in fall and winter. So then you'll be geared up for that, right? Don't wait till the end. Oh, I'll wait till later. I'll wait till spring. I'll wait till Christmas. I'll wait till I have this much money. I'll wait for I have that. It's always I wait. And nothing is going to happen. I guarantee it. Nothing ever does happen. You can mark my words on that one. All right. So you can scan that QR code right there. There it is. Take advantage of it. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity of a lifetime, because it is no bullshit at the end of the day, only because I'm putting my time on the line, my team on the line, putting everything on the line. As far as I should say, not even on the line, I should say, putting the resources there to give you, all right, just to help you with this, because I want to make sure you're successful at this. As long as you show up, that's it. That's all that's required. Show up, have a leap of faith, and learn, and execute, and you're going to be great at this, okay? But that is my promise to you. I believe I'll put this right back up in here. It should be in the chat as well. You can scan charter.amplivemedia.com. You can also go to Skool to get the payment plan and all that good stuff. It's right in the chat. It's also going to be down in the post as well. And you also get the vault. This is something that I'm actually going to upgrade you for the 17 spots, as long as you purchase and jump aboard and get onboarded before Monday, or I should say before the end of Monday at midnight, because at midnight it cuts off. There's a standard vault, which contracts, LOIs, seller scripts. Remember I said contracts and LOIs, right? Super important. Become a contract freak. I'm going to share that with you. That's where you make your money, in those little clauses and contracts. Seller scripts, deal checklists, and all that good stuff. Deal analyzer tools. I like to call them deal automators, right? So obviously, I don't do every 100% of this. If I look at it, then I decide, hey, I talk to tech, change that shit. I don't like that word. But you're going to get the vault that we actually charge. It's only like $247. It's an upgrade. But we're going to give that to you only for the 17 charter members, okay? Also going to get introduced to VIP Execs Realty Lending and Investments, and luxury properties as well, as part of the onboarding process. So you'll be able to get qualified within the next 48 hours to be able to see if you can get qualified for a hard money loan. It's based on yes, I'm not a lender, but I'm going to introduce you. It's easy peasy stuff, right? You do the double closes and all that good stuff. Yes, you do the hard money, you do the DSCR loans, and blah, 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 blah. Everybody has the same stuff. I shouldn't say blah, 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 because it's super important. But a lot of people have and say certain things, right? And at the end of the day, this is the true broker, right? 20 plus years. It's a broker. I'm turning you on to this. It's affiliated partner of VIP Execs. It's super important. This is probably just to be introduced to them and work with them is the price of admission. So we charging you $1,900 just for that, just so you can have access to private money, hard money, all that good stuff, to be able to do deals and get qualified, and have a broker to help you write up contracts and all that good stuff, get contracts accepted, buying, selling, fixing, flipping, all that good stuff. It should be charging you $1,900 just for that. But that comes with the AmpLive Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator, and of course the American Mentee Program. All right. So at the same token, this is absolutely free, but you're going to need this. You need to be able to underwrite deals. Okay. And this is what it looks like. When you download it, it has 4 tabs. Boom. Maybe I'll change this so you can actually see the whole enchilada here. All right. Boom. Punch in the numbers. You get the lead. You talk to the seller. You get a full submission. You get a copy. Then you do what? If you're working with us exclusively, we both get a copy. We underwrite it together. pop in the numbers, boom, where are the numbers? So I'm going to show you how to get all that, with the ARV and the comps and breaking down the deals and then popping it into this. And in 3 minutes or so, instead of an hour, hour and a half, or 15, 20, 30 minutes, boom, 3 minutes pops out, goes, is this a deal? Is it not a deal? Is it a unicorn deal? Or is it no deal next type stuff? And then go from there. Like I did one yesterday. See, I'm being truthful. Not every deal is going to pop, but once we put it in there, you go, man, this is too tight. This is almost a short sale. There's only like $25,000 worth of equity if we would have knocked it out the way we were going to knock it out and take it over and turn it. The only thing I like about it is that I think the rental wasn't even a rental because it was going to be negative like $300-$500. Okay. And if it was a bigger property, the only thing that's probably good about it is out in the boondocks. So we're probably going to do some assisted living or an autism house, but it's only 3.2. So that's not going to work. The only good thing maybe is because it's a half acre. Maybe I think it's close to a half acre. And then maybe we do something else with the ADU and add some cash flow to a property like that. But that's too much work. It's cash. Leave that for someone else, unless that's what you're wanting to do. And if that is, then boom, this is going to work for you. Anything's going to work for you. Anyway, so that's that. I do want to say here's a plug for Amp Live TV. Always real, raw, and standing for truth. Home of the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing, real estate show, I should say. Your host, Eric of Amp Live and VIP Execs, Realty Lending and Investments. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Do appreciate you watching. Here's my speaker card. If I think I'd be a good fit for any type of podcast or seminar, or you like my energy, or you just like what I have to say, or you don't, it's okay too. I get it. But that's my speaker card. Share it with anybody. Take a screenshot on your phone and maybe, hey, give me an introduction. That's cool. And also I will say at the same token, since it's on my mind, if you know people, if for whatever reason you go, man, it's just not, right time for me for this Amp Live Accelerator, then if you know people, then share it. I'll be willing to pay an affiliate fee to be able to share it with somebody else. And once they on board, hey, you'll get paid. So this is something special too. This is obviously inside of the American Mentee program. And this is in the second vault, right? This is in the second vault for the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator. But you're going to get that for the 17 spots, right? So if you sign up before Monday at midnight, you're going to get this. It's going to write up professional LOIs and offers. And we clocked it at about 25 to 30 seconds. Once you put in all the information, press the button, and 25, 30 seconds, an offer pops out. So, but we got it off. We put under 2 minutes just to, CYA that stuff. And I'm not sure if it's going to show or if you can see it here. But as you can see, right, the different types of properties, it's going to give you six different templates, subject to seller financing, lease options, all cash, conventional, and yes, good old wholesale style stuff, right? So I thought that was pretty awesome. At the same token, when you do come aboard, you get to be invited to a live hot seat, bring a deal, leave with capital structure clarity. And that's going to be always on a Wednesday. We're going to have your deal analysis. You bring your deals, we'll analyze them. We'll look at them. We'll see where the money's at. We're going to do the same thing, right? We're going to underwrite them together. We're going to use a deal automator. Then we're going to make sure that where the money's at. And I'm going to share with you, hey, this is what I think. And it's totally up to you to move forward and go in that direction or not. You have the opportunity to sell the deal to us, or you can ask us to say, hey, would you like to, come aboard and help me with this? I want to work on a JV. Then we'll look at it. And if it makes sense, we'll do a joint venture and we'll either wholesale it, fix it, flip it, buy it, whatever the hell we need to do. But at least you have access to the resources that'll make that happen. And that's going to be done every Wednesday when you come aboard the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator, right? So right there, as you can see, I'm going to put that QR code there. You don't have to, you can drop guests if you like for a free invite as well. And you can also join, where's it at? Right here. That one. That's for the one-on-one mentoring program. And then this is for the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator right there to make sure you jump aboard and get that. At the same token, when you do come aboard, these are some bonuses that we're giving out. It's the real estate software tech stack. So you can go with, I like this little piece. The 7 tool stack powering AHA deals in Southern California and Texas, right? Now it says why most investors use 5 tools when 3 would do a better job. And it's true. So you start off with about 3, and then you need 4, 5, 6, 7 if you're pushing some volume. But all you need is really about 3 to be able to get those deals, underwrite those deals, and automate some stuff, and then be able to have, obviously, a CRM to plug in. We're going to help you with all that stuff as well. And I think this is pretty cool, too. I'm going to go ahead and change it over here so you can actually read it. And that's the prop stream subject to deal finder playbook. So you can find those deals that are 2, 3, 4, 5% for subject to. You're going to find the deals with equity. You're going to find then we're going to stack those. I'm going to show you how to put in those parameters and what you need to look for. It's in the playbook where you can actually stack those with subject to, seller fine. I should say not subject to, but there will be subject to in the interest rates. Then you're also looking at NODs, notice of defaults, NOTs, notice of trustee and auction type deals, some probate, some tired landlords, and even some tax default stuff. And that means you're stacking the lead. The more of those things that are on that lead, that means the hotter the lead is, right? So then you can break those down into a nice 100 lead list and work the shit out of that. And I guarantee you're going to get some deals once you do that, okay? Takes a little bit extra time, but guess what? Now you're dealing with nice, juicier, bigger pieces of gold to go after on those golden lists, okay? Now, you can book some time with me as well. If you go, I got 20,000 million questions I want to ask you, Eric. Boom. You can't see me, but, maybe you can right there. Hello. Hey, I'm right here. I'm right behind the QR code, right? And I do say I challenge you to take the challenge today. All right. So you can scan that QR code, book some time with myself and my team, do a breakout call, and anything. Q&A, questions, brokerage, anything that you want to ask. Maybe it's about the American Mentee program. How does it work? How much does it cost? How long does it take? I don't care what you ask, as long as it's real estate related. And we'll maybe get a little personal as well, too. Okay. So I got this for you, too, as well. So I wanted to share, make sure, since it's the Sunday rants and raves, I want to make sure I'm going to give you everything that to make a conscious decision. Now, subject to, and you should be already sold on it by it is. I shouldn't even have to sell you on it, but I want to share these things because if you don't know, then you don't know that it's there and that you're going to get it. It's sub 2 full call script, right? In other words, you're going to be able to know what to say. Well, I like to call it, that's part of the subject to, or I should say this, the mission is the submission is almost with that link. It's a link and you get all that information. You can send it to a buyer, or I should say a seller, send it to a seller and they may fill it out sometimes, a lot of times 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. And you get a hot lead and it's juicy. They fill it all out because it has little red asterisks. You can't fill it out unless you fill those things out, and you can't submit it unless you fill those out. And then if you have to go back and fill out the rest of it, it's okay. Give them a call back. But at least you know you got a hot, super juicy lead, right? Then you're going to know what to do with the sub 2 full call script, right? As we go through it, it's called the AMP Live method on how we're going to work with that, right? It's usually, and we do have live role play as well that we're going to work with you. So you'll be able to work on this stuff to be able to talk to a seller and get them to tell you everything from birth until now so you can make them an offer and befriend them because if they like you, they're going to work with you. All right, sub 2 offer structure guide. That's basically going to structure and kind of share the sub 2 type stuff, right? On how it actually works, what's involved in it, and explains all that good stuff. So it's just a sub 2 offer structure guide that is included as well in the AMP Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator. And obviously you have access to VIP Execs Realty that you're getting when you onboard. I believe it's the same day that you're going to get introduced to VIP Execs Realty, lending and investments in luxury properties. Step into excellence, as we see. All right, there's myself and the lovely Miss Elizabeth at the end of the day right there to be able to help you. You may speak with her. You may speak with one of her assistants or her team because she's busy at the end of the day. So you may not speak with her, but hey, at least you're speaking to VIP Execs Realty, lending and investments, period, right? And you just need to scan that QR code if you want to, because you can get some, that's a free home search and investment property search. Sign up there. It's a QR code. You can sign up for that QR code and get access to the MLS in Southern California. Look for those properties because a lot of people are doing that, right? They're looking for properties on what? On the MLS. I get that. For me, it's not my thing. But for others, I get it. If you want to do it, go for it. At the same token, build that relationship, get into the ecosystem. So when plus you're going to have the introduction for the hard money. And as well as if you need to get a loan for a refi or your house, or maybe it's for anything else, it's some type of refi of some type of thing or whatever you need, or real estate related thing, you'll have that resource. Okay. All right. Once again, I'm going to wrap this up. You can scan that QR code for AMP Live TV, always real, raw, and standing for truth. And we got, watch now, obviously. You're going to get templates and stuff and things of that nature that you'll be able to use in the business to help you as well. I don't think I have anything more for you except for, hey, well, that's for the American Mentee program. You can scan that QR code if you want information on that, go for it. No harm, no foul, no pressure. Be more than happy to see if that is a selection process. So not everybody qualifies for that program. If it works out and it's like I said, it's a selection process, and if it's a good fit, then we'll rock. If not, that's okay. Maybe not right now, maybe later, because I only want you in the program that's going to work for you. Okay, it's not to sell you into a higher program. If it's not going to benefit you, I don't want you in that program. I want you in the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator first. Okay, all right. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you appreciate the honesty with that. And yeah, I'm going to show you how to find these creative real estate investing deals, right? Off-market deals. Boom. Been talking to somebody. Oh yeah, I'm finding my deals. 3 years I've been, finding deals on MLS. Cool. But the deal is right there, right? That's the jam. Get those off-market deals. When you find those off-market deals, you have more control. You have control of the property. You have control of what's happening, right? There's no third parties, no JV. We're coming in. Yeah, we're gonna work with you. If we work with you, that's different, right? But we're more about, hey, watching each other's backs, not going, hey, should I do this? Should I do that? Can I trust this person? Can I do that? None of that at the end of the day. Sub 2 101, gear up, adjust, adapt, or perish. All right. Sorry, that was some jabroni over here making some, what do you call it? Doing some Kung Fu or something. All right, Sub 2 101, gear up, adjust, adapt, or perish. Let's rock and roll instead, as I always say, right? And I usually don't advertise this, but it's right there. It'll be a little blip. You can scan that QR code. That's at 50% off, as you can see. And that's for a 6-month one-on-one mentoring program done with you program. And I'm going to wrap it up pretty soon. Appreciate you watching. Made in America, empower Americans through creative real estate investing strategies. And that's true. I truly believe that. We're going to go ahead and do this here. VIP Execs Realty Lending and Investment Step into Excellence, powered by Amp Live Media. Of course, Amp Live Media is a media broadcasting and marketing company that powers us and others throughout the United States of America. If you do have deals, send them to instantoffer.cash, instant offer. We have a website. I probably should put that in there if you're looking for deals, or if you have deals, send them down the wire to us. We appreciate it. And I believe we're good to go. Oh, I believe that I was going to throw this in too. This is Surfing for Deals to help you find those leads and deals, right? On a budget, right? That you can copy and paste, watch the video, and it'll blow up your phone, email. You have hundreds of leads every month on the free elbow grease action. And then obviously we'll start working on your CRM and things of that nature, get it up and running. So you got leads coming in. You need leads. You need different verticals coming in: text, ringless voice message, direct mail, door knocking, calls, surfing for deals, driving for dollars, right? Once you build one at a time. A lot of people try to build all this stuff and they put the cart before the horse, and then boom, shit just blows up. We're not going to do that. All right. So let's go back up here. I'm going to go ahead and drop this and we'll close it out. I appreciate you. Definitely like, love, and share. Watch it all the way through. Scan that QR code ASAP. Once again, thank you for your service if you're in the military, and I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Once again, God bless you. Abundance, prosperity, health, and wealth. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. I'm going to go ahead and put my mug up here, and we'll go from there. But hopefully you enjoyed the Amp Live TV and the Amp Live Real Estate Show. Your host, Eric Jimenez of Amp Live, and AHA, Americans Helping Americans, Amp Live Media, a media broadcasting and marketing company, and VIP Execs Realty Lending and Investments, our sponsors and affiliate partner. Step into excellence. Hopefully you enjoyed the show and you got a bunch of information. First and foremost, I am not an attorney, just a full disclaimer. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a bookkeeper. I'm not a financial analyst. It's for entertainment purposes. Hopefully you enjoyed everything that I said today. Yes, the names were not disclosed to protect the innocent, and maybe sometimes to protect the knuckleheads and to protect the awesome people and all that good stuff. But full disclaimer, that is what it is. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed the show. Hopefully you liked it. Keep on rocking and rolling. I'll see you tomorrow for the Memorial weekend, ending in Memorial Day. This is going to end 17 charter spots, $1,997. It's going to end when? It's going to end tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow at midnight, and then it's going to be gone forever. I think maybe this will be better so you can actually visualize and see it right here. It makes it more sense. Makes more sense. Okay, then it's going to go to $12,997 right after that. Okay, so let's definitely jump aboard and lock in your spot. Put on a Visa, American Express. If you need to call in because, hey, I want to call and give you the card, that's fine too. Whatever works for you, whatever you got to do, I say make it happen. This is opportunity. When opportunity knocks, you open the door. The door is already opened up for you. We already opened up the door for you, just saying, hey, come on in. All right. So let's rock and roll. Rock and roll and all what you do. You keep on rocking and rolling. We'll talk to you soon. You have a great and wonderful evening. I may be coming in and out as we just talk about stuff and move forward with the Sunday rants and raves. And then tomorrow for our Memorial Weekend day, or I should say Memorial Day celebration. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.